Welcome to High Infidelity, the best cheating videos on YouTube. If you enjoy this content, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's get into the video.
I recorded my wife confessing to her affair last night. So, I've been married to this lady for 2 years, and we've been in a serious relationship for 10 years. We have a long-distance relationship. Every year, I get to visit her for 2 months. For years, I've been dubious about her friendship with a specific male buddy. I just discovered that they were having an affair. Needless to say, it utterly annihilated me. My wife informs me that she has been burdened with shame and regret for the previous 3/4 months. The weird part is that she acknowledges that they were merely pretty close friends before our marriage, but things went awry after our marriage. I'm not sure whether I'm in or not. Perhaps I am. But I discreetly videotaped our chat last night, and she plainly admits to everything. I'm not sure why I did it. We've definitely discussed divorce, but since we don't have children, it should be very painless if we go through with it. She is also guaranteed that once the divorce is finalized, she would not make any demands on my part. So I doubt I'll ever have to prove her adultery in court. Nonetheless, I recorded her confession. Thank you for putting up with my foolish and boring statements. I just needed to get this off my chest. Story 2. I 28 male. Keep thinking my GF, 24 female, is going to cheat on me, but I know it's all in my head. My ex-wife, with whom I had been married for 10 years since high school, cheated on me with a man we met on a virtual reality game just a few days after we became friends. I've been battling with trust problems ever since, and I'm afraid my new girlfriend of 6 months will do the same sooner or later. It didn't really bother me until one day, I discovered she loved to prank males on a Discord channel made for flirting/sharing kinks/dirty things, exchanging NSFW photos/etc., and was still active on it. She no longer goes on it. She would only get in it while I was at work, night shift. She began the discussion by saying, looking for a nice British male with a deep voice to keep me company, and then waited for people to reply her. She showed me a bunch of the chats, many of which were voice calls, so I have no clue what happened in them, and one of which a photo she sent was removed. I just knew it was deleted because the man reacted to the image with "Don't worry, it's our secret," but they both swore they don't recall what the picture was. I told her how it made me uncomfortable that she be in a server like that, and we finally got into a fight that ended with her ignoring me and me apologizing for making such a big deal out of it. After a few months, we're playing a voice chat game, and she continues mentioning that she's seeking for a wealthy partner to buy her goods. I realize it's a joke, but it still irritates me much. Mostly because, in this game, around 80% of the males we chat to start creeping on her. Some even attempt to participate in some NSFW behavior, which is strange considering it also happens to be a VR game with body tracking, so I can see these men doing it. She generally simply chuckle and keep chatting to them, and maybe even join in on the joke. I said that it bothered me a lot that she would just keep indulging the behavior and not attempt to stop it in any way. Even when I call them out for being strange, it's just me saying whatever. One man was telling me how he was going to kidnap her from me and all that nonsense. She said that she had never heard or seen them say or do anything, and that if somebody tries to speak to her, she claims to have a spouse. I simply happened to be somewhere at the time, and she didn't see them since she was focused on me. Then she tells me about a trip she had with only her mother while she was with her ex. She claimed to have met an extremely gorgeous guy there and asked him to her hotel room, where they made out and whatnot, but she didn't cheat since there was no penetration. As a result, I began to wonder what she believed cheating to be. So I mentioned it to her, and of course we got into another dispute. Her mother evicted her from her home, and as a result, she ended up staying with me. I'm concerned because I believe she is only with me because her mother pushed her to go. As a result of having an apartment, I don't need her to work. She has complete freedom to do anything she wants, whenever she wants. It's not only cleaning that I do. It's also cooking, food shopping, driving, and even the simple things like getting her everything she needs and giving her a bath. Recently, she emailed me with her Amazon wish list and expressed regret that she didn't have any money to spend on me, which I told her was okay. her establishing new friends isn't hindered by my being there to observe. However, if I see any unusual behavior while I am around, I will typically make a point of calling it out. That almost always ends in catastrophe, and I've been accused of emotionally and mentally abusing her as a result of my incessant bringing up these issues with her. I just want to force myself to embrace the fact that everything is in my head and that I am mad. Despite the fact that I keep telling myself this anytime I'm feeling uncomfortable, I think I should get professional help. Story 3. My 31 female, boyfriend 35 male of 4 years is breaking up with me because I wore a dress to a company event. Some background information. The man is not outgoing and is self-conscious. He has said on several occasions that he will not be attending any of the events hosted by my firm. That's perfectly okay to me. Knowing his preferences, I notified him about my company's Christmas party and advised him that I did not anticipate his attending. I was invited to a business gathering that needed formal attire. As a result, I put on a dress. Because he was my designated driver, he dropped me off and picked me up on both occasions. The celebration went on for much longer than I anticipated, and since I was also working at the party, I wasn't able to check my phone until the very end, so I first told him it had ended at 10, but it had really ended at 11. He had been waiting for me for approximately an hour because he had not received any communication from me. When we were driving back to the house, he didn't say anything to me. Since Sunday, he has been refusing to communicate with me and leaving the house for long periods of time without saying anything. I got in touch with him yesterday and apologized once again for not communicating clearly about when he would be able to pick me up. His response was a simple "fine" followed by a shrugging emoji. At the time I returned home from work and changed out of my work clothes, he had already left the house. Because of this, I'd become used to dodging and disregarding his actions and words. As a result, I decided not to contact him since I was weary of playing games with him and wanted to give him some breathing room. To get to today, I don't hear from him until approximately 2 p.m. When he tells me, it's quite safe to say that we're no longer anything more than friends/roommates. This brings us up to date. His true displeasure with me is revealed after many more discussions. I was wearing a dress at the time of the incident. It's a funny sensation to think about it now. I've never seen you in this particular outfit before. It's also for professional reasons. I was notified of the message. As a response, I state that the dress code is formal attire. I had absolutely no idea what he was trying to say with this. According to him, however, since I have never dressed up for any of our trips or dates, he is not worth dressing up for and I am not interested in him. It was brought to my attention that I only dress up for formal gatherings, which we had never attended as a couple. After that, he goes back to his original argument, which is that I must not care about him and have never cared about him in a meaningful way. Because I didn't bother to dress up for him in the first place. He even stated that dropping me off at the party seemed like he was taking me out on a date with someone else. When I returned home from work, he was unable to be seen, so I assume he was alone for night number 3. What am I expected to do at this point? He is not communicating with me at all and is striving to avoid me at all costs. What am I missing here, and what should I be looking for? What if there is a severe danger lying under the cloak? I'm looking for any pointers to get me started.